Welcome to the Daddy, Daughter, and Disney podcast, where me and my daughter celebrate our shared love of Disney's animated movies.
Okay. Wish. We finally got to see it.
Yes.
What were your first impressions of the movie?
It was not as bad as everybody made it seem like it was.
Now, do me a favor. Tell, because I didn't see the previews. Like I don't watch the previews until after I see the movie. And I still hadn't looked back. I said I was going to look back and watch them, but I didn't. What were people saying about the movie specifically? Did you remember?
Oh, they were saying that like the songs and the writing wasn't very good. Like it wasn't very inspired. It seemed lazy. That characters weren't very good, and I just thought that it was like a really bad movie. They just made it seem like it just generally wasn't a very good quality movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I was stunned because I know you told me that too, so I was kind of bracing myself.
Yeah.
And I was surprised. Like we talked about, I don't think it's like one of my favorites of all time or anything, but it was a
No.
very
Yeah.
good movie. And it was kind of like we talked about, it was a throwback movie. Like the villain was kind of old school, pure evil villain, and
It wasn't as good as like most of the pure evil Disney films. He wasn't as good, but he was
no,
still
but it
like
wasn't
decent.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I was still very pleased with him. I thought he was a good. He's not like Ursula Scargood or
No.
anything like that,
No.
or Jafar. He
He
wasn't.
serves his purpose.
Right, he served his purpose. He's not iconic. Like you're not going to remember him. I don't remember his name now.
Yeah.
I'm sure he was King somebody or something. I don't know. But he was a pretty. It was pretty. It was pretty. He was pretty solid villain. One first thing I wrote down was the cliche opening. I was thrown like you like. So I was expecting it to not be a good movie, and then
Hmm.
they did the whole storybook, turning the storybook
Yeah.
pages.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, this is going to be terrible. I was waiting. I saw Shrek making fun of storybook openings in the Shrek movie. That's what I thought about immediately.
Mm-mm.
But it ended up being decent. And then you were
Yeah.
talking about the location.
Yeah. Because they said that it happened specifically in the Caribbean, which stood out to me. Because usually Disney movies don't say where it is
The
specifically.
Mediterranean. The
Mediterranean.
Mediterranean.
Yes.
Yeah. Did it affect the movie to you for you at all that they talked about specific location?
I don't think so. No. They could have just said, "Oh, we live on an island. It'd be safe." But it was just cool bit of like world building, saying where it is.
Yeah. I don't always understand why they have to have fictitious locations.
Yeah.
And I don't know why they don't just pick places. But I guess it doesn't matter one way or the other, like you said. I mean, North Aldra was a cool location for was it
Frozen 2.
Frozen 2. Yeah, so that was cool. Now we talked about the songs.
Hmm.
Um, what was your overall opinion about the songs? You talked a lot about how well you during the movie you were saying how it was a lot of songs. You still feel that way?
Yeah. So the beginning, like 30 to 45 minutes, has like three, four songs, maybe five.
Yeah,
Just
probably about five, I think.
in that first bit, it's like, Jesus, calm down with some.
Yeah.
It's like, it's very just attacking you over and over and over again.
But they set up nicely after that. Like it settled down and it was
That
just a
was
couple of
correct.
songs. Yeah. And you liked I wish I would have written the names down, but you liked the song at the end, near the end,
Hmm.
when they were singing with the Queen and they were talking
Yeah.
about whatever they were talking about, I can't remember the main
What was it?
phrase.
Now that I know what I know now or something?
Yeah, if I knew then what I know now, I think it
I
was.
think so, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
I liked it
yeah.
personally.
I thought it was incredibly cheesy to me when I first saw it, but it got good as it went on, but I didn't really care for it at first. I loved and I know I wrote this down, the I Will Protect You song, because that's not the
Yeah,
name of it. But that
yeah.
song is beautiful. Did you go and
It's
listen to it?
yeah. Yeah, I listened to it separately. It's really good.
It's a beautiful song. It's like I think that's gonna be one of my favorite Disney songs for real.
Yeah.
Like
It
I
was
thought it was
really
that good.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I liked the I'm a Star song.
Mm. See, I
You
thought
didn't
that
like
was cheesy.
you thought that one was cheesy?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That one I liked that one too. But It's cool.
And then the King's his villain song we both thought was kind of eh.
Yeah,
It wasn't great.
it seemed very forced.
Yeah, it came out a
Like,
little bit nowhere.
yeah, like I tried to get into it out of nowhere. Yeah, because you're watching the movie, you almost forget about singing, and then all of a sudden he starts singing. You're like, I don't know, for
Oh,
some reason, like when Ursula does "Poor Unfortunate Soul,"
right.
it kind of eases into the song and it just flows, and then they
Hmm.
flow out of it. That one, it was just like that's a song.
Yeah.
Like, oh shoot, he's singing. What the hell?
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So his Disney villain song was not great.
no, no, no. That's not. Again, he's not an iconic Disney
Yeah.
villain. He's not going to go down in history. But it
Yeah.
was cool. It was. He was good for what he did. You know,
Right.
and he got his ending was kind of cool, even though I think it really set up for a sequel
Yeah.
because he didn't get destroyed. You can't say
Yeah.
killed. You have to say got destroyed. But but he just got locked up in that little the staff or whatever.
Magnifico, I remember his name. His name's Magnifico.
Magnifico, that's right. But he got locked up in that. He got locked in that little staff and hung in the dungeon. So you just know there's going to be a wish too where he comes out of the dungeon for the
I don't know.
I just can't imagine what the plot would be.
Yeah.
The movie doesn't really lend itself to a secondary secondary plot with Magnifico in it. It'd have to be something different. But because I was about to say, well, Little Mermaid didn't have one, but it does have. There is a Little Mermaid too. Do you remember what was the plot of that? Because you used to watch that.
It was Ursula's sister and Ariel's daughter, I think.
Yeah, Melody is the daughter. For some reason, I remember her, but I don't remember the movie. So
Yeah.
Ursula's sister was in it because Ursula got killed.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
so
Ursula's.
yeah, she got destroyed.
Yeah.
So yeah, because her sister was skinny, wasn't she?
Yeah.
I do remember a little bit. Yeah, I do remember that a little bit. But I remember you all watching that as kids. I remember you used to watch that. So I wrote down. It's funny because I wasn't sure how it was going to go. I wrote down that the first third of the movie was really good. I liked the whole movie, but I was curious because I kept looking for the bad part.
Me too, yeah. I kept
So
waiting for it to happen.
right. So when we got about a third into the movie, I actually wrote down the first third of the movie is really good. So I was really getting into it, and then
Yeah.
I didn't write it down again because I just the whole
Yeah.
rest of the movie was good. All the characters, side characters, everything. I don't know. I got into the whole thing.
The side
I want to
characters
watch.
the side characters were very unique. They had a lot of personality to them.
Yeah. The little downer kid? The little
I don't remember any of their names, but I
yeah,
remember
I
I know
don't
who
either. Yeah, the little short boy was always hating on, but he came with it in the end too. He was
yeah.
cool. So that worked out. This is the thanks I get.
That's the villain song.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
villain song. This is the thanks I get. I actually thought it was okay after a while. At first I didn't like it either, but as the movie went on, as the song went on, I actually kind of liked the "This is the thanks I get"
Yeah, the
vibe
song
he had.
itself is okay. It's just the way it's put in and where it's placed is a little odd.
Like jammed into there.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's really no else place to put it though, because earlier
Yeah.
he wasn't trying to be a villain, so you had to put it. That's kind of where you had to put it, but yeah, it just didn't flow. It didn't flow into the movie the way most villain songs do.
Right. Because the song itself wasn't terrible.
No, it wasn't. Like
Yeah.
I said, I was pleasantly enjoying it at the end. I
Hmm.
thought it was decent, at the end of the song rather. And then well, I'll save this. So do you have a favorite person in the movie? Like a favorite overall character or?
Does the little star thing count?
Absolutely.
Yes,
My
he's my.
favorite character of Frozen 2 is Gale.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead. The star.
Yeah.
So why do you like the star?
I think I like it when there are characters that like don't talk but still convey a lot of personality and character. I like that a lot.
Yeah. See, that wraps up why I like Gale.
Mm.
Because Gale doesn't even have a face. I'm like, that
No.
didn't make any sense. But the little wind was doing it. I don't know. It's
It is
the
a
leaves and
personality.
stuff. It just worked. I don't know. Because I asked you the question, I can't. I don't know that I had a favorite character. I liked the Queen a lot. I think she probably would be my
She's a
favorite.
good character, yeah.
Yeah, I liked her whole development. She was very supportive of him. She was strong. You know me. I gotta have the strong woman in there. I love strong women.
Mm.
And she
And then
she and she,
she that he was getting corrupt, and she wanted to stop him.
and she took him down. Yeah. So yeah, she was really cool. So you said, what was your favorite song in the movie?
Um, I think my favorite was the "I'll protect you at all costs." I think that might have been
Yeah.
my favorite.
At all costs. That's the name of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that's got to be it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's for sure my favorite my favorite song. It's funny we tend to like the same songs in movies as far as our favorites.
Yeah.
Um, because we talked about Frozen 2. Well, I don't know why Frozen 2 is on our we talk about it so much now, but with Into the Unknown and how we both kind of like that more than
Let it
Let It
go.
Go. Okay, I'm not gonna say the other word. No snow, it's
Eventually.
Let It Go. But we sacrilegiously like that Into the
Yes.
Unknown better.
So we debated on that for like a week or two after we watched the movie. We debated.
Yeah. We were both like, that might be better. And then we were both like, yeah, it's better. It's better. Because Let It Go is amazing. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like, it was
Despite
amazing.
how much it gets played, how overplayed it is, I feel it's very good.
Yes,
I
which
can
your
see
brother
why
would
it's
agree
so
with. Yeah. Which, of course, your brother agrees with vehemently.
good.
But yeah, because those two songs might be like in my top five
Mm.
favorite Disney songs, Into the Unknown and Let It Go. Um, but yeah, I like Into the Unknown a little bit better.
Mm.
So what was your favorite part of the movie?
I like the ending scene a lot. The ending sequence. I like the way
Okay.
it went.
So like what particular part of what particular did you
What do you mean?
what in particular about the end? Like
I just felt like it captured a lot of emotion in the end.
hmm,
And it conveyed
they
it
do
very
that
well.
well. They do that well in the Disney movies.
Yeah,
Like the ends, like your Encanto end,
yeah,
you know. They really land the ending
yeah.
really
Especially
well.
when they're making you cry.
Yeah.
They're very good at making you cry at the end.
Yes, very much so. I didn't cry on this one though. This one didn't make me cry.
Yeah.
But
But
that
Encanto, every time the two of us watch it, we are bawling our eyes out at the
yeah,
end.
yeah, yeah. You had me at the theater balling on that one. Like
When I was
I
watching it
didn't
by myself, I was crying, and then I cried again at the theater.
I didn't see that coming, boy. That's like, oh, when that girl touched that door, man, I was done. But my part that I liked when she first saw the wishes.
Mm.
I don't remember do you remember her name?
Asha?
Asha. I gotta do better. I need to jot down all this information so we can actually know what we're talking about the next time we watch a movie. But yeah, when Asha first saw the wishes,
Mm.
they're all swirling around and stuff, and she's just amazed by them.
I felt
So
like the way they animated the wishes was very well done. Like they look very like
yeah,
mystical and magical.
yeah,
You get the feeling that they're like these just like sort of mystical objects.
yeah. I like the whole concept of how they did it because at first it was just wishes and you don't think twice about it. And then they
Right.
bring up the fact that the person actually loses the wish. Like
Yeah.
whatever the desire is, it leaves you. And
Right.
that's like it was kind of a heavy moment when you realize and it's like, oh, they take your
Yeah.
like I thought they just bottled up the
It
wish.
stung you.
Yeah, they actually take it out of you so you don't remember it. I'm like, oh, that's terrible. Like and they don't let you know that until you're kind of into the movie. So it really added to the weight of the movie and also kind of shifted your opinion of Magnifico when you realize
Right.
he's actually taking the
Right.
desires of people's hearts out of them, and then picking and choosing who he gives them to
Right.
afterwards, which was wicked, boy. That's like, man.
Yeah.
So because you kind of saw early that he was going to be a bad guy.
A
They
little
they
bit.
did a good job that you could kind of tell which direction he was going to go. And when Asha was trying to be his, of course, when she was trying to be his interviewing to be his apprentice, you really, got it. But
Yeah.
and then the way he was to her, the way
Yeah.
he treated her right after when he told her to come and sit, and made her
Yeah.
think her grandfather was going to get his wish, and he didn't. And then he was like, and obviously you're not going to be my apprentice.
Yeah.
Like, go. Because honestly, that I don't know about favorite part, but that was like a very impactful part where you're just like, okay, this guy is evil. He
Yeah.
is not like on the fence here. He is just a terrible dude. Which is weird because when you first saw him with his wife, you didn't get that.
No, he seemed fine.
Yeah, they seemed like a really cool couple ruling together, and she kind of masked his evil because she was so cool. You know,
Right.
what do you think? You think she? I wonder how it would have been if she had been bad too.
I don't think it would have been as good.
Yeah, probably not. It would have been interesting to see if she turned with him though. But she was the one that kept him away from the forbidden book.
Right.
So let's talk about the throwbacks. There's three throwbacks in the movies, three Disney throwbacks.
Right.
Um, one was the mouse drawing. I don't
Yeah.
even remember which part it was when the little
Yeah.
feather started drawing the mouth ears. And I got all excited. I was like, ooh, ooh, and I rewound, I had to rewind it so you can see it.
When they were sneaking into his office and he was trying to open the lock.
That's what it was. That's right. That's right. And it started drawing the mouse ears.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good throwback. There's so much for true love
Yeah.
when Magnifico said that.
Yeah.
Throwback to the little was it the Little Mermaid? Yeah, when Ursula says it. And then the mirror mirror on the wall, of course. That
Yeah.
was I think that was the most in your face classic throwback that they did.
And then in
But
the ending sequence, it showed. I think it showed Snow White. Probably showed other Disney princesses in the ending credits.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What part what happened did they show them? I don't remember that part.
It was just like a still sort of image of them. They were sort of like, I think they did like a constellation of the princess.
Oh wow. Now I gotta go back and see the end. Okay.
Mm.
I didn't even see that. Okay. That's cool. Because you like the Easter eggs and throwbacks too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I love when they squeeze little stuff like that in the movie.
It's like I remember we were watching Brother Bear once, and we learned that there was like a little Nemo in there. We spent like 5 minutes trying to pause and figure out where the Nemo was.
On my laptop.
Yes.
Me and you and your siblings kept yeah, I remember it took forever to get that too, boy. We finally did, but it took
You had to pause
forever.
it at like, the exact perfect time to see it.
Yeah. It was cool though.
Mm.
And in a little, what was it, a little basket or something? They were tossing the fish out, and
You
they had
think
caught
so?
Nemo. Yeah. Did I ever send you that meme I saw about Nemo? It said, "We found Nemo. Fish sandwiches are back."
No! That's
I gotta
terrible.
send you. I gotta send you that when we get done here.
That's terrible. What did
It's
Nemo
terrible.
do?
Nothing.
That's terrible.
Oh, me and my dark humor. But yeah, I sent that around. I thought I sent it to you because I send you all things Disney. Whenever I see something Disney, I send it to you. But I'm gonna send that one to you as soon as we're done. So, what was your overall take on the movie?
I feel that it was good but flawed. It could improve on some things.
Oh, okay, so talk to me. How do you think it could have improved?
I feel like the villain was the main thing. I feel like the way that he was done, like he was good. He did his part very well, but that's kind of it. I feel like he didn't like go extra above and beyond.
So, if you had to give him like a school grade, what would you give him?
The villain,
Mm-hmm. Magnifico.
like a B, like a B or
Okay.
a C. Yeah,
It's like a B minus, something like that, C plus,
yeah.
somewhere like that. Okay. Okay. I got you. What else? Anything else in particular?
Um, I kinda don't like the fact that the grandfather and the mom just kind of like disappeared for a big chunk of the movie.
Hmm. Yeah. I liked the grandfather. He was a good character.
Yeah,
Yeah. The thing is, I don't know how they would have done that because it was an adventure. I mean, they would have had to. I guess they could have gone on the adventure with them, but the
I
grandfather
guess.
was 100. You'd have been thinking the whole time, is he going to die? Is he going to die?
I was kind of expecting him to be dead by the end of the movie a little bit.
Part of me thought he was going to die, but that would have been kind of grim
Yeah,
for a Disney movie.
that was kind of
So
dark.
yeah. Plus, you kind of wanted to see him get his wish. So
Mm.
they kind of set it up to where if he didn't get his wish by the end of the movie, you would have just left the theater with a kind of a downer feeling, no matter how the movie ended. So yeah. But yeah, you do have you did have a kind of that sinking feeling something was going to happen to Grandpa by the end of the movie. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know there's anything in particular I didn't like. Again, the storybook thing threw me just because I was expecting the movie to be bad and it ended up being good. But the
Right.
storybook didn't bother me at the beginning. It was fine, you know. Um, I liked the flow. I liked the way they presented Magnifico, how they semi-gradually brought him into villainhood. He didn't just come out Gaston style and he's the
Right.
bad guy at the beginning, from the beginning.
Right.
They did a good job of making it where
Right.
he became the bad guy.
But also
And
it
then
wasn't
giving
a
him a go
but
ahead.
also it wasn't a Han situation where like 2/3 through the movie he's just this terrible evil man when he didn't show any signs before. He's not. He's
Yeah.
not, which
Well,
is
what
good.
movie you're talking about? Frozen? I mean, Sarah?
He's the
Yeah.
best example because he's the worst.
That was terrible. The way they set that up was terrible. Because even like usually when they do stuff like that with movies, when you have a villain that is all of a sudden,
Right.
when you go back and watch the movie, you're like,
Here's
oh, it's all these
right.
pieces where you could have seen you see where he was going bad, you just weren't
Right.
paying attention.
Yeah.
And that was nothing of
Hans is not
Han.
her.
He's got
It's
nothing.
just he's evil now. There you go. He's evil. Here's the
Yeah.
bad guy.
And pure evil. Like,
Yeah.
like he's like, you would have seen something. He would have
Right.
given you some indication at that. But yeah. Anyway, um, what was I gonna say? What were we talking about?
Magnifico.
Oh, yeah, about his flow. I was talking about him becoming a good villain. Oh, the uniqueness of giving him not only giving him a spouse,
Mm.
but because I'm trying to think of another villain that had a significant other, but to make that
Yeah.
significant other
Oh
good.
yeah. Yeah.
That's not common. You don't usually see villains with significant others.
Yeah.
I mean, Scar in the second Lion King, you found out he had a woman, but she wasn't in the
Right.
original movie.
And she's also evil in the second one.
Yeah, but at least he had a significant other. I'm like, I can't think of villains like Ursula didn't have one, Jafar didn't have anybody. Unless you want to count Iago, he had a sidekick. That was unique, a villain with a sidekick. But
Yeah. The only other example I can think of is in the Rescuers. Was her name Medusa? The main lady in Medusa. She has a spouse who's kind of evil, but it feels more like he's just sort of going along with what she wants because she's scary.
yeah, yeah, she
It's
was
one of
really
those
scary.
situations. She's terrifying.
Yeah. She reminds me of. I want to go back and look at that because I'm not. Well, no, because Don Bluth left at, with Black Cauldron. I think was the last movie he did.
Hmm.
But she reminds me of Don Bluth style, the style of the
A
Rescuers.
little bit, yeah.
You know, Medusa
Hmm.
kind of reminds me of him. She looks like she would fit in like All Dogs Go to Heaven and Rockadoodle movies like that because his style is scary.
Yeah.
Like Don Bluth has a terrifying style of
'Cause
movie for kids.
didn't he work on Anastasia? Wasn't that one of his movies?
Anastasia, I think that is a Don Bluth movie.
Yeah.
That's his movie. Yeah, yeah,
And
because
the
we're talking
main,
about how funny it is. It's in the Disney canon, or not canon, but it's a Disney movie now. Disney bought the studio that owned it. So, but yeah,
and
and
the
that yeah,
villain was horrifying.
oh my God, it was in the dark of the night. I think is the
Yeah.
name of the song.
His body parts are bouncing around. It's like Jesus.
Oh, right. Yeah, he was something else.
Like what?
Yeah, it was vicious. But so what were you? What's your preliminary um grade for the movie? Like on a 1 to 5 scale?
I
What
think
do we
it
do?
was
1 to 10? What do we do? 1 to 10? We do 1 to
one.
10. That's what it
I
is.
think it was a solid like 6 or 7. It was pretty good.
Okay. So like a 6.5, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was by
It's
no
probably.
means a bad movie.
I think I'd probably give it like a 7. Yeah. It's hard because, like we always talk about, it's like you got to grade Disney movies on a reverse curve
Hmm.
because there's so many good ones.
Right.
You can't give an average movie a really good score.
Right.
But I honestly can't think of a part of this movie I didn't like.
Or a part that was like genuinely just bad.
Yeah, it was good all the way through from beginning to end. Like I said, a couple of the songs, but I can say that for most Disney movies. It's very few Disney movies where I like every song. Like Lion King and Little Mermaid's not fair because those soundtracks were ridiculous. And
Most
Moana with
most
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
most most Disney Renaissance movies have really good songs all the way through, so that's it's not fair to
Yeah,
compare them.
that's true. Because even Beauty and the Beast, which is probably one of my least favorite of the Disney Renaissance movies, I like
Right.
all the songs. Like all the
Right.
songs are. But
Tarzan has a really good soundtrack. I feel like it's
Tarzan,
underrated.
and they did a
Tarzan.
good. So like Lin-Manuel Miranda wrote all the songs for Moana, or almost all of them, if I'm not mistaken. Um,
Right.
the Lion King had Elton John,
Mhm.
and I don't know if you know the artists, but Elton
I think
John was the
I've
one.
heard Elton John before. I think I've heard
Yeah,
him before.
me and your mom love Elton John. We're huge Elton John fans, so you probably have heard us. I'm sure you've heard the songs, but
Hmm.
you probably heard us talking about it. And then Tarzan, it was Phil Collins,
Mm.
who was another person from my generation, that I used to listen to, and he did that soundtrack. So yeah, Tarzan, it probably is kind of underrated because people don't think about the movie, but that
Right.
soundtrack was fantastic. But when you
Also,
it's when you have one really excellent person do the soundtrack, it's hard for it to be
right.
bad, you know.
Right. And also, Tarzan's not like a musical. Like all the music is sort of in the background, so you don't really think about it when you think of the movie.
That's rare. Yeah, because except for the pots and when they were doing the
Yeah.
pots and stuff,
Right.
that's a part that's a musical number. But other than that, that might be the only one. I never
Yeah.
thought about that about Tarzan. The songs
Yeah. It's
are
all
in
like
the background,
yeah.
like a
But the
typical
songs
movie.
are really good.
Yeah, yeah. Wow, I never thought about that until just now. That's crazy.
Thank you for listening to the Daddy, Daughter, and Disney podcast.